Okay, so for many years, I'd always wanted one of these Watkins Dominator amps because I'd used one on one of the first albums that I did in the mid-90s, my first solo album actually, and it wasn't the triangle-shaped one as this one is. It was, but it was beautiful, and I really loved the sound of it. But I didn't really want an old one because they were unreliable, and I didn't want him blowing up on stage, and they cost a fortune, you know. So you don't want to spend out all that money and then have it blow up on the first gig that you do. So I always thought, wouldn't it be great if somebody made one of these brand new, incorporating today's technology and, you know, health and safety and all that rubbish, which we moan about, but actually does come in handy if it's not going to electrocute you and kill you on stage, which you don't really want to do. It's a good career move for some people, but I want to live. So I wanted to get a brand new one of these, and I saw on the internet that a fellow by the name of John Beer was going to make them. He had been given the go-ahead by Charlie Watkins, and so I got in touch with him, and my wife very kindly bought it for me as a Christmas birthday present. See, my birthday is just after Christmas, so one of the advantages of that is that you get bigger presents, you know, so you can ask for something slightly more expensive sometimes. And so my wife bought this for me as a birthday Christmas present, and it is just absolutely beautiful. And John very kindly made it in a custom colour for me, because they normally come in blue and white. That's how they were originally. And he did this in red and white for me, and I think it's very fetching. It's a very beautiful looking amp. I don't know if I would gig with it, to be honest with you, simply because, you know, it's not a cheap amp, you know, but it's definitely something that would get used in the studio, and may even on some small gigs that we do. But it is just the most wonderful amplifier, and it's got that wonderful brittle sound that you get from those early 50s, early 60s, late 50s, early 60s amps that were not really big enough for the job that they were being asked to do, you know. So just for, I'm not going to crank it, but just to give some idea, I've got a blues break, a Marshall Blues Breaker pedal, which I sometimes use for a bit of dirt. And if you want to look at them on eBay, they're £200 apparently. And so this is a kind of a clean sound. So you can hear it sort of on the edge of distortion there anyway, and it's not really turned up that loud. So here with a bit of distortion.